Living in the end is what Neville Goddard wants us to do if we are going to manifest any of our desires with the law of assumption. But many people don't understand this philosophy, so they can't employ it, and as a result, they don't successfully manifest their desire. So it's necessary to explain to people what this phrase means. How can we live in the end? Why is it so important? Let's talk about it in this video, but before we start, make sure you hit the subscribe button below this video and press the bell icon so that you can watch our upcoming videos on the law of assumption and Neville Goddard's teachings. So let's now start today's video. Well, there is so much confusion among people about living in the end. Based on my own perception and experience, living in the end isn't associated with pretending to have manifested your desires. The fact is that many people, when asked if they would need to assume that they have manifested their desire, think that the law of assumption is about pretending. But it's not true. Living in the end doesn't mean you have to pretend something else other than reality. In actuality, you don't have to pretend to do something, but instead you have to feel like you have already manifested your desire. So we can say that it is about feelings, not pretending. This is what I think the law of assumption is about. Neville Goddard said a beautiful quote in his lecture, "Assumptions harden into facts." And I would like to put his quote here. "And now, if I dare to assume that I am now the man that I want to be and I persist in the assumption, watching my mind, morning, noon, and night, so anything I find myself dwelling upon that is in conflict with my assumption, I put it aside. I'll be faithful to this divine vision, the vision of myself, and anytime I catch myself daring to feel less than the thing I'm trying to feel and externalize in my world, I simply stop it and go back to that assumption that I am the man that I want to be. If I persist in it, and it becomes a fact, I have found him. If this law proved itself in performance then, I would have found him." Now you can see from Neville Goddard's quote that living in the end is an assumption, and to that assumption you will have to show persistence. If you can't show persistence and your assumptions are changed, then you will perhaps not manifest what you want to manifest. But it is another fact that people who practice the law of assumption don't stay persistent in their assumptions, and they don't assume that they have manifested their desire. From our childhood, we are taught to consider what's happening around us, but we aren't taught to consider what's going on in our minds. We don't focus on what's going on in our heads, and that's how we don't value our imagination and our thoughts. But if we focus on our imagination and our thoughts and value our assumptions, then we will surely change reality. But we are taught the opposite. We are taught and trained to value the physical things, physical events, and incidents that we can observe with our eyes. But actually, the fact is that behind everything that we observe with our eyes is a thought, imagination, or assumption, because everything is first created in someone's head as an idea, and once he implements his thoughts, then things happen. So we can say the current world is the world of our imagination. The universe is not what we see with our eyes, but the universe is our imagination. For example, if you can't think or if you can't imagine, then you will never be able to do anything. You will be considered dead. So our imagination, our thoughts, and our ability to think make us live. Our minds enable us to decide and take action. So when you live in the end, or when you live in the feelings of your desire fulfilled, then it's not something you are pretending. Because the thing that exists in your thoughts is possible, and if you believe it has happened, then it means it can happen. Neville Goddard asked to live in the end or in the state of having our desire fulfilled. The purpose of doing so is to make our minds believe that the thing we want to manifest is possible to manifest, because if we can imagine, then we can have. The fact is that if a thing can be imagined, it can be created in reality. So when you live in the end or in the state of your wish fulfilled, it doesn't mean you are pretending something, but it means it really exists, and it has really happened. We have been told that what goes on in our heads is fantasy, but it's not fantasy. Instead, it is reality. We are asked to live in reality, and they think that reality is what we can observe, see, and touch. But it's not reality. Reality is imagination, and imagination is reality. What society refers to as reality is a world of Keezer, but the irony is that there will be no world of Keezer if the imagination does not exist. Everything is imagination hardened into facts, so when you have this belief in your mind, it will become easier for you to realize that if we want to have something in the physical form or in the physical reality, we will need to first imagine it and live in that imagination. And if you find yourself deviating from that, you will have to go back, stop the process, work on yourself, fix your imagination and thoughts, and do that again. But it's not easy when it comes to doing it. You see, Neville Goddard asks us to stay persistent and go back and stop the process if we can't stay persistent. Yes, for sure it's not easy, especially for beginners. It's difficult to believe that they already have manifested what they want to manifest. It requires practice, work, and persistence. You see, when you practice and remain persistent every day, in the end, it becomes easier. Before proceeding further, I would like to quote another Neville Goddard quote for better understanding. In defining an aim, you're defining a state of consciousness, which, like all states of consciousness, has its reactions to life. For example, if a rumor or an idle remark could cause an anxious reaction in one person and no reaction in another, this is positive proof that the two people are living in two different states of consciousness. This quote explains that you have always been living in the end. Well, it's something more interesting. The fact is that Neville Goddard students, in most cases, get confused that they are asked to live in the end, but simultaneously, they are told that they are already living in the end, and they have been living in the end. So let me explain this to you. Right now, it's true that you are living in the end of something, but you are probably living in the end of a lack of your desire. Your state of consciousness is one of unfulfilled desires. So the law of assumption suggests that you are living in the state of having your wish fulfilled. This is a crucial step towards manifesting your desire. Let's say you want to manifest a specific person in your life. Now you are living in a state where you do not have that particular person in your life. You have to change your state of imagination. You need to step into the state of consciousness of having that particular person manifested in your life and living and being in that relationship. And the best way to test whether you are living in the end or not is to observe your own actions. Because our actions are the results of our assumptions, thoughts, or imagination. Many people claim that it's not possible to manifest a specific person with this technique, and yes, of course, they provide a genuine reason for that. They say why they should be triggered by our statements or our assumptions, because they may not be living in the end of having their specific person and being in that relationship with them. If you assume these kinds of comments to be true, then it means you are living in a state of not being in the relationship that you want to be in, because once you do, you won't only have such negative thoughts about the law of assumption, but you will laugh at the face of that person who makes such types of statements. Another question that people ask is how they find the feelings. How do we know if we are on the verge of having our desires fulfilled or not? Here I would like to quote another Neville Goddard saying, "If you're faithful to your ideal, your reactions will conform to your aim. For you'll be identified with your aim and therefore will be thinking from your aim. If your reactions aren't in harmony with your ideal, it's a sure sign that you're separated from your ideal and are only thinking of it." He says that your actions are confirmatory signs. So if you want to check whether you are living in the end of your desire, ask yourself an honest question. Do I truly live in the state of my wish fulfilled? Analyze your feelings and emotions and get the answer. You can move forward only if you are true and honest to yourself. If the answer is yes, then don't worry about anything. Keep on doing what you are doing, and your desire will soon become a fact. And if the answer is no, then embody your feelings and embody the state of who you want to be and ask yourself the question, how would I see the world if I had my desire fulfilled? If you had manifested your desire, how would you talk, how would you look, and how would you react to events happening in your life? So close your eyes and visualize yourself in the state of having your wish granted. See and observe yourself and your actions. How do you look? So, if you want to see your wish come true, imagine how you will look after making your wish a reality. Act like you will act in that moment. Talk like you would talk in that state. Dress like you will dress in that state. Your actions show what you have inside your head. So, if you want to manifest your desire using the law of assumption, you must demonstrate that you have manifested your desire through your actions that are the result of your assumptions. That's how you live in the end while practicing Neville Goddard's law of assumption. This method of manifestation is truly amazing. You just need to work on yourself and you will get what you want. So guys, that's all that I got for today's video. If you think this video was helpful, please remember to subscribe to our channel. If you have got any thoughts and opinions, let us know in the comment section. See you in the next video.